welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Callie and I'm so glad you're here because today is going to be my fall front porch decorate with me. So I've got my mums and my pumpkins and my corn stalks all ready to go, and I'm so excited to share with you guys how it turned out. I think it's super cute. I've even got my little leaf earrings going on just to add a little bit of something to my wardrobe, as well as my fall shirt. So if you can't tell, I love fall and I'm really excited to share this video with you guys because my front porch is the first thing people see, and I love decorating it so that it's a great first impression when you come up to our house. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. Also, I wanted to say a big thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. I do have a really fun DIY sign that I made for my pumpkin wagon, so definitely stay tuned for that to see how I made it and see how it turned out. And let's go ahead and jump on into this video. Alright, so this is what we were working with as the before. It just really needed to be cleaned up from summer, and so I took all of the furniture off, and here in a second my husband is going to come in with the leaf blower and blow everything off, and then he's going to come back in with the power washer and kind of just give everything a really good cleaning before I bring all the furniture back up and start my decorating. So once everything was clean, I brought the furniture back up, and then we decided to get some of these corn stalks from our local produce stand. It's a really fun place. They have pumpkins and mums, and they have these corn stalks for sale. If you do live rurally and you live near a lot of farmland and you know a farmer that has corn stalks, then I'm sure you could get in with them and get some for free. But I bought these for $6 a piece. We do live kind of out in the middle of the country, and I could have just pulled over to the side of the road and picked some up, but I kind of feel like that's stealing. And so I just went to the local produce place and bought these, and I really like the way that they just kind of frame in my front porch, and I love attaching them to these columns for a fun fall look. So then I am going to move on to the decorating portion. I always like to start with my front door. So I'm just going to lay down a rug, a couple of rugs. The bottom one is from Joann's, and the Come In and Cozy Up is from Target. I thought that was really cute. I love just the cozy vibes of fall, and so I thought that was the perfect doormat. And then I'm going to put this little wagon over here. My mother-in-law lets me borrow this wagon every fall and Christmas, and I adore it. I think it is so cute, and it's so fun to just dress up for the different seasons. So thank you to my mother-in-law for letting me borrow this. And then I'm just going to stick this bale of hay down in there, and then I'm just going to go ahead and start filling this wagon up with pumpkins. And I thought it turned out so stinking cute. I added some twinkle lights, and it's really pretty all decorated at night. And then later in the video, I'm going to show you how I made a cute little sign to go on the front of it as well.
So moving on to the other side of my front door, I had this little welcome sign that I bought last year off of Etsy. If I would have had my Cricut this time last year, I would have definitely made this sign. The front is for fall and the back is a Christmas scene. And then of course, gotta have Russell Scarecrow up there by my front door. And then I'm going to add this wreath. I've had this wreath for probably 7 or 8 years, and I cannot bring myself to get a different wreath because I just love it so much. It's from Etsy. And then over here on my little bistro table, I'm going to put this little tablecloth blanket that I got from Hobby Lobby and this really pretty pumpkin that lights up from Kirkland's. It's again probably 7 or 8 years old. And then I'm just gonna finish this little area up with a few pumpkin pillows. And then I'm gonna move over to the other side of our porch where we have our rocking chairs, and I'm gonna add a few more of these pumpkin pillows over there, as well as another little blanket for the back of the rocking chair. And then over in this area as well, I have this little pumpkin sign that's made out of wood that I got from Hobby Lobby last year, and I'm just gonna put that there on that little side table, and that's going to complete this little area.
All right, so I knew that I wanted to make a sign to go on that wagon with all the pumpkins. So this is what I came up with, and this is just gonna be the background of the sign. I'm gonna use my Cricut to make a little saying to go on here. This was just some leftover scrap wood that my husband had, and then I stained it this dark walnut color from Minwax. And now I'm just going to put a coat of polyacrylic on it so that my vinyl will adhere properly. And this will go on a little bit bluish, and when it dries, it'll be a little bit more matte. And it doesn't take very long to dry. You wanna make sure you go all in the same direction. And then I'm just gonna put some on the sides as well, just to kind of protect the wood. And then we'll move on to making our vinyl decal to go on there. Once it's dried, we'll put it on there.
All right, so I let that dry overnight, and then the next day I gathered up all of my materials. So I used some cream vinyl. I used my extra large Cricut mat. This is the 12 by 24 because my project was gonna be a little bit bigger. And then I have my transfer tape, and then I am going to use my Cricut Maker. And I love this thing. I can make so many different things on here. It's amazing. So let's jump on into it. I'm going to open my design space, and I knew the dimensions of my sign were 4.5 by 26. So I'm going to use the shape tool to make a rectangle the exact dimension and shape of my sign so that I can better judge what it's going to look like with different fonts and sizes. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to go in and type what I wanted it to say. So I just wanted it to say pumpkins 50¢, and I am going to type all of that out, and then I'm going to find some fonts that I like. For the pumpkins, I used a font called Little Pumpkins, and then for the 50¢, I used a font called Belwe, I believe it's called. I'll link them down below if I've misspoke. I know the pumpkins one for sure is Little Pumpkins. So I'm just going to kind of work with the fonts and work with the sizes and see what I need to scale them to. Then I will move on to actually cutting it out onto my vinyl with my Cricut Maker. So once I got everything looking the way that I wanted, I'm going to delete this square because I don't need that. And then I am going to select all of my text and I'm going to weld it together so that it's all one cohesive piece when I go to cut it out on my vinyl. And I can move it around however I want. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead up in the right hand corner and click Make It. And then it is going to, of course, tell me that my project is too big for the regular Cricut mat and it's wanting me to use a bigger one, which I do. And so I'm going to click OK. And then I am going to move my words around a little bit. I like to get them just a little bit off the mat in case I do make a mistake. For whatever reason, I can just have it off the mat just a little bit if it cuts a little bit weird. So here it's going to be cutting all of my words out, and then I'm going to work on weeding all of this out. And I love using things that have a bigger font because it's easier to weed. The smaller the font, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do, but this is so much fun, and I love weeding all of these words out. It's just fun for me. I don't know why. It's relaxing. So once I've got everything weeded out, I'm going to take my transfer tape and I'm going to put that on there and use my little shimmy and make sure that everything has transferred from this sheet to my transfer tape. So then once everything has been transferred to my transfer tape, I am going to get my sign and work on putting my transferred saying onto my sign, and then I'm just going to rub that down really good and make sure everything is transferred and pull that off, and voila, I have a really cool fun sign for my pumpkin wagon. This project was really fun for me because I had been wanting something to go on my little wagon and I could not find what I was looking for in the store. So I knew that I could make it with Cricut. That's the thing about Cricut that is so much fun, is you can just have an idea and you can make it yourself, which is awesome. So then I'm just gonna take some twine, the same kind of twine that we tied up the corn stalks with, and my husband just drilled holes in the top of it and we're just going to attach it, and that's all I did. But it turned out so cute and just added a little something extra to this wagon, which I love. Alright, so here's the completed look. I am just going to let the music play so that you can relax and enjoy it. If you want to know where something is from and I didn't mention it, then leave a comment down below. But enjoy this little mini tour of my front porch, and I will see you guys at the very end of the video.
Alright y'all, so that is it. I hope you really enjoyed it. I had so much fun doing this video, and I think that my front porch turned out really cute, and I love just driving up when I go to run errands and I'm coming back home and I drive up and see my front porch. It just gives me all the fall feels and I love it. I hope you did as well. Don't forget to subscribe so you'll be able to see my fall screen porch video that will be coming up here in the next few days, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a good week. Bye.